Hello, YouTubers. World famous Kempful folk artist Dennis Ramsay coming at ya. When in Kempful, come by the Dennis Ramsay folk art paintings, abstract art paintings, and fine art paintings also. Dennis Ramsay lives at 27 Canaan Avenue, Kempful, Apartment B, Nova Scotia, Canada. Dennis sells folk art paintings, abstract art paintings, and fine art paintings since 1984. Today's story is about the serial killer Albert Fish. Albert Fish grew up in New York. Albert Fish was a serial killer, a cannibal, a sadist, a house painter, and a loner. Albert Fish was a sadist. He enjoyed getting spankings with paddles with nails in them. He enjoyed inserting tacks and needles into his body. Albert Fish was a pedophile, a child molester, and a cannibal and a serial killer of children. He worked in an orphanage and sexually abused over 200 black children that they know of. He killed many white children and a couple black ones. How many, nobody knows. Albert Fish got the electric chair in Sing Sing. They went to electrocute him, and the electricity wouldn't conduct properly through his body. Why is that? Albert Fish inserted over 30 or 40 needles in his groin area and pubic area by his bladder. Albert Fish was a deviant, a pedophile, child molester, cannibal of children. He would kill the children and cook up the body parts like the heart, the liver, the kidneys, the intestines, and so on and so forth, and eat them. He consumed the whole body of a few children. Albert Fish was really a bad piece of work. He was a bad man. He was evil, cruel, a sadist, a loner, and a serial killer. Nobody knows for sure how many people Albert Fish killed. If I had to take a guess, I would say at least 20, possibly more. We know he sexually abused and molested over 200 or 300 children. We know that. We also know that he grew up in institutions and was paddled regularly and beat with straps. And Albert Fish, when he got out of these institutions, would pay people to strap him and paddle him and beat him. He was a sadist. He was also enjoyed the pain that people would inflict on him. Albert Fish was a good house painter. He abducted and kidnapped some children, and he murdered them. He took them to isolated houses and killed them. Then he cut the body up like a meat and package it and cook it up to eat. And he'd consume the bodies of children. Albert Fish was a real cannibal. He was a real piece of work. Anyhow, to make a long story shorter, he got the electric chair in Sing Sing prison, and he was electrocuted to death for his crimes of murder and torture and rape. How many kids did Albert Fish kill? Nobody knows. How many children did he molest or sexually abuse? Probably 200 or 300. And he preyed on children, and he was a pedophile, a deviant, a cannibal. Was he mentally ill? More likely. What kind of sickness did he have? Nobody knows. If you had to take a guess, probably he was just a psychopath. Just a psychopath with no conscience and no concern for anybody else's well-being. Most killers lack a conscience and have no conscience. That's why it's easy for them to kill other people. Probably that's what Albert Fish was and did. Albert Fish abducted children, boys and girls, would kill them and cut them up as meat and eat them. Albert Fish was a cannibal. He was evil, and he was a bad man. Albert Fish was electrocuted at the Sing Sing prison, and when they did the autopsy, they found over 30 or 40 needles that he put into his groin area. He was a real sadist. Albert Fish was a deviant, a pedophile, and he hated children. So, Albert Fish died at the electric chair at Sing Sing. Anyhows, Albert Fish was in institutions as a children and abused himself. Maybe that's why he turned out to be evil against children, because he was abused also. Anyhows, I hope you enjoyed this story. It's a true story. You can research it more. When in Kempville, come by the Dennis Ramsay paintings at 27 Canaan Avenue, Kempville, Apartment B, Nova Scotia, Canada. Take care, everybody, and have a good day. Bye for now. Please subscribe to the Dennis Ramsay YouTube channel. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. Peace out, folks.